Chapter 7. Short Answer. Example.
Thank you so much for your help with my essay, Carol. I was really struggling with that DNA section. I'm still not sure I quite understood all the details about DNA and RNA.
No problem, Ian. It's good to go over that material again. It is difficult, but it's important that you fully understand it as a biology student. Have you thought about the next course you're going to take?
Maybe the Introduction to Human Biology class, but a friend of mine said it was complicated. I was also considering animal and plant biology, although I'm not sure about that.
Well, I suggest starting with microbiology. You study very small organisms, which is helpful later when learning about animal and plant biology. You will also study bacteria and viruses, which can be fascinating.
Hackers practice.
딕테이션 연습.
1.
The bus departs every 15 minutes. The bus departs every 15 minutes.
2.
Booking is available on October 26th. Booking is available on October 26th.
3.
We have a meeting every 3 days. We have a meeting every 3 days.
4.
All Kembert Heritage Museum tours begin in Gallery A on the first floor. All Kembert Heritage Museum tours begin in Gallery A on the first floor.
5.
The park stretches across 20 acres south of the river. The park stretches across 20 acres south of the river.
6.
This law firm represents local children who cannot afford to pay illegal costs. This law firm represents local children who cannot afford to pay illegal costs.
7.
Monitor lizards seek out cool and shaded areas during the Sahara Desert's scorching midday. Monitor lizards seek out cool and shaded areas during the Sahara Desert's scorching midday.
8.
Vehicles left on campus for more than 48 hours without special approval will be towed. Vehicles left on campus for more than 48 hours without special approval will be towed.
9.
A late charge of £1 for each day is assessed. A late charge of £1 for each day is assessed.
10.
Hotel reservation cancellations can be requested over the phone. Hotel reservation cancellations can be requested over the phone.
11.
The tour's first stop is the Grand Cathedral's front entrance. The tour's first stop is the Grand Cathedral's front entrance.
12.
It's a good idea to bring extra copies of your resume for the interview. It's a good idea to bring extra copies of your resume for the interview.
13.
There should be evidence for your initial thesis in the form of scientific data. There should be evidence for your initial thesis in the form of scientific data.
14.
The manufacturer set a goal to conduct operations with a centralized management structure. The manufacturer set a goal to conduct operations with a centralized management structure.
15.
Robert Ballard specializes in the archaeological research of ships, most notably the RMS Titanic. Robert Ballard specializes in the archaeological research of ships, most notably the RMS Titanic.
16.
Motion sensing lights turn on automatically to limit the unnecessary use of household electricity. Motion sensing lights turn on automatically to limit the unnecessary use of household electricity.
유형 연습.
Section 1. You will hear a conversation between a travel agent and a customer about a travel package. First, you have some time to read through questions 1 to 3. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 3.
Good morning. This is Euro Travels. How can I help you?
Hi there. I'm interested in traveling to Spain this summer. I heard you have some specials on right now.
Yes, that is correct. 3 of our travel packages to Spain are being offered at discount prices, but only for a limited time. The sale ends, next week, Wednesday, I believe.
Well, I think there was one package that focused on coastal areas, wasn't there?
Oh, yes, that's our coastal package. It's one of our most popular packages to Spain. You'll get to visit a lot of nice beaches along the coast. The length of the trip is 8 days.
That's fine. I can only get 10 days off work. So, what hotel would I be staying at?
Oh, it's a lovely facility located in Marbella on the Costa del Sol. It's called the Los Palmas Resort. It's got beautiful views and beaches, excellent restaurants, and is nearby a lot of interesting sights.
And what is included in the package?
Accommodation, air travel, and meals and beverages are all inclusive, and the hotel can arrange local tours to historic sites, nature preserves, and other beaches if you pay extra.
Do you happen to know how much they charge for those?
Well, they are relatively inexpensive. From what I remember, the hotel charges €40 for them.
That all sounds good to me.
Well, the total cost would be $820, and we require a $200 deposit to hold the booking. You can pay the rest 2 weeks before your departure. Would you like to make a booking?
I'd like to think about it first.
Okay, not a problem. Call us back when you've made your decision.
You now have 15 seconds to check your answers.
Section 2. You will hear a conversation between a radio host and a guest about an animal shelter. First, you have some time to read through questions 4 to 7. Now listen carefully and answer questions 4 to 7.
This afternoon, we are very happy to welcome Paul Eckhart from animal shelter Pups for Pals to our show. So, tell me a little bit about Pups for Pals, Paul.
Well, we are a group of volunteers that run a shelter for homeless animals in the heart of London. We attempt to place stray or abandoned pets into good homes with caring owners. The shelter is 15 years old now, and during the past few years we were able to find homes for more than 250 pets. I started out with just myself and 2 other acquaintances. We now have our own facility and more than 30 volunteers. Actually, the shelter is completely run by volunteers. Last month, we were awarded a grant from the government which will allow us to open a second branch. Right now, our location is full to capacity, and launching the new branch next month will give us space for far more animals. So in the long run, the other location will really help us a lot to save even more homeless animals.
Now, I'm certain that our listeners would be very eager to hear about the weekend program you are planning. Could you give us some more details about that?
Sure. Well, what it is, previously volunteers could only take care of pets in the shelter, but with our new program they can take a pet home for the weekend. This both allows the dogs or cats some freedom from the shelter and also permits people to have a companion for those days. Those of us volunteering at the shelter try to interact with as many of the animals as possible, but pets also need more personal attention. This program allows for more of that, and often we find that volunteers will keep the animals permanently. We've had dozens of animals adopted through this program, so it's really easy to help out at the shelter. You can volunteer on a regular basis at our location or sign up to take a pet home for the weekend. And, of course, giving money is always welcome. Our costs, power, gas, food, medication, are all covered by donations. It takes a lot of money to care for some of these animals, so any financial help we get is always appreciated.
Thanks so much for that very informative.
You now have 15 seconds to check your answers.